Alright guys, so this image here from Steve Rogers' Captain America issue #1 has got the internet losing its freaking mind. Like, hell, Hydra? Really? Alright, so the comic starts out in 1926 and showing Steve's mom getting beaten by his father and being stopped by this mysterious woman who actually, is real kind to them and says that she knows his mother. And now the narrative is going to skip back and forth from 1926 to current day because Captain is kind of narrating this story, so to speak, or is giving his thoughts and showing how he was heavily influenced by people who stand up for others, just like the mysterious woman that came to his aid, him and his mother's aid, when his father was beating his mother. So, like, as you read along in the comic, it'll say how Cap is talking about how he really takes that to heart, standing up for someone who can't stand up for themselves, and he wants to follow that example that he saw when he was much younger. So, in this current day mission, Cap is trying to stop this bomb on this train, and when he gets to talking to the young man, trying to talk him out of detonating this bomb and killing himself, we're also given some backstory about the young gentleman whose name is Robbie Dean Tomlin. And, long story short, he's had a rough childhood. As a child, his family went from eviction to eviction. He ended up stealing cars just to pay rent. And he wasn't real good at it, so he got locked up. And when he was locked up, he didn't really had no protection inside. He got with some white supremacists, to try to get some kind of protection in jail. And he just kind of spiraled into a terrible direction in life. And where he came across, being around these guys, they took him to this little rally where he met or saw the Red Skull giving a speech, and he joined Hydra after that point, who in return wanted him to give his life for the ultimate sacrifice for the cause. And I think that them sharing this is huge for this story because it kind of ties back to the whole Hydra connection or what Hydra is really about. But even with as hard as Cap tries to talk him out of it, he still ends up detonating the bomb, taking his own life in the process. But keep this in mind, because I think this was a ploy to show how evil Hydra is and that there's no good in it at all. And stick with me here, because part of what I'm trying to do is, like, while I'm reading this, kind of get into the mind of Steve Rogers, who's narrating this, and his reactions and stuff. So, like, in this briefing shortly after the incident, Maria Hill was kind of like, well, glad that's over. Explosion looked cool on YouTube, this, that, and the third. And Agent Carter's like, hey, a young man died here. And this shows us, like, her reaction is far more different than Cap's reaction. Like, we see him here venting to Agent Carter about what happened. And, he looked into the young man's eyes and, like, there was nothing there. But another thing, a little Easter egg they're dropping in here is like Cap is also saying he doesn't feel like himself. And this is where we're told that some cosmic cube girl made him young again because Carter's like, next time you run into that girl, tell her that, you want your main girl to get young too with you. And I'm pretty sure that that girl is Corbett, who made Steve young again. And that's who Baron Zemo has kidnapped Eric Sullivan to try to catch her, Corbett. And this is where it gets interesting because when Cap gets a drop on Zemo and his team, Zemo as usually tries to get away in the confusion of the fight. So, of course, Cap goes after him with Jack Flag and Free Spirit holding off the new Masters. And we see the story kind of flip back again to 1926 when he was a kid. And this is where I kind of feel like Cap's brain is scrambled because he keeps going back to these memories. And like at this point, Jack Flag is like, look, Free Spirit, you got this. I'm about to go help out Cap. And this is where it starts to get a little weird. So when he goes to help out Cap, he's like hanging on for dear life. He gets the drop on Zemo, decks him, knocks him out. And Cap gives this vibe like, you shouldn't have done that. Kind of like he didn't want that to happen. And he grabs him on the shoulder and he's like, Cap, like, what the hell? And it's like at that very moment in the flashback, we see that this mysterious woman is a part of Hydra and inviting Steve and his mother to a Hydra secret meeting. And now I'm pretty sure these memories are like fabricated or kind of his brain being scrambled and showing him things. Because immediately after it goes straight to him two-hand hold throwing Jack Flag straight out of the ship without no kind of parachute or no the hover disc that they used to get up there in the first place. And from there, Cap continues to narrate it and say how, the road he's taken, it hasn't been the easiest, but he still continues to follow those that inspire him, kind of alluding to the woman that saved him and his mother from his father way back in the day. But like I said, to me, all of this is like brain scrambling type junk. I just don't believe that Cap is Hydra off of a clear decision that he would make on his own. Just don't believe it at all. And I do believe with him being transformed into a younger version of himself, that's what kind of scrambled his brain and has him kind of going back and forth between scrambled memories and things of that sort. Because besides that, like, it makes no sense. Like, this scene right here makes no sense with the previous pages of this comic, like, at all. But for there to be a problem with Cap and him to be, kind of confused in a sense. But yeah, guys, leave your comments below. We definitely got to talk about this and figure this out. But definitely check out more of our videos. Click to the left to see some of our dream casting, where we talk about characters who have not been put on the screen yet and what they could do for the shared universe. And also you can click on the right to see some talk about Infinity Wars and how dope it would be to have the Watchers included. Alright, appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll do it again next time. Alright, later.